The king's back. 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 The king's back.
If my assistant don't get my stuff straight, y'all, what's up? What's good? What's happening? Welcome to my live stream. I am the actual King Smith, and this is my morning vlog where I come on to talk about whatever the funk I want to talk about. And today, I have to laugh. At this point, we're living in a real life clown show. And I don't have another way of describing what it is that we're just seeing right in front of our faces. Hell, man, what are what are we supposed to do with the stuff that we're seeing? Let me just ask this question out the gate. What are we supposed to do with the stuff that we're seeing going on right in front of our faces? Our government's still shut down. Okay. Government's still shut down. We've got idiots that are being picked as nominees for positions that, I mean, when you pull back the onion, how do you go that how do you even form out of your mouth that this person is qualified to be able to lead such an important endeavor and that you trust this person to do a specific job? All right. When you get a nominee that's accused of having a Nazi streak, and I don't know if that's one of the words that I could say that's YouTube appropriate, because I'm streaming on multiple platforms. If y'all didn't know, if there's a like button on your platform, hit the like button. It's not just another scandal that goes down in DC, right? Something that's going to be attempted to be swept under the radar. It's just a clear sign of how power and politics actually works behind closed doors. I used to didn't understand when I was a little bit younger why people didn't like politicians. I never really understood why people would look at certain things and just have this thing where it's like they don't care. But now that I'm older, I do. I don't even know what to say sometimes anymore. Today, this morning, I came across an article yesterday about Paul Ingrassia. And I might be saying his name wrong, but it is what it is. I'm going to show a picture of what he looks like because he looks like a straight goon. The guy looks like a straight goon. Who was texting me this morning? Oh, okay. All right. This guy looks like a straight goon. And let's just show what he looks like. The kid's 30 years old, and I'm gonna call him a kid because doesn't this look like a guy that will straight goon in front of your face? Right here. This is Paul Ingrassia. This guy currently is the president's White House liaison for DHS. He was tapped to lead the Office of Special Counsel, which is currently closed due to the government shutdown. All right. But what is the Office of Special Counsel? And like, why is this a big deal? So the OSC, the Office of Special Counsel, is an independent federal investigative and prosecutorial agency whose authority comes from four federal laws: the Civil Service Reform Act, the Whistleblower Protection Act, the Hatch Act, and the Uniform Services Employment and Reemployment Rights Act. Their primary mission is to safeguard the merit system by protecting federal employees and applicants from prohibitive personnel practices, or commonly called PPPs, especially reprisal for whistleblowing. So when people think about the Office of Special Counsel, most people think about the protection of whistleblowers. All right. So that's what OSC primarily does. It also operates a secure channel for federal employees to blow the whistle by disclosing wrongdoing, which is hilarious when you think about it. Because when we're looking at what's happening right in front of our faces, I just I it looks like a clear amount of wrongdoing is happening. Yet, what's the consequences from it? Because I don't see any. I don't see any at all. And I think this stuff is a big deal. There was a article from Politico that came out in which a lot of, and do I want to do this? Yes, a lot of Republican people said a lot of vile, nasty things. Okay. Racist texts, Nazi jokes, anti Semitic rants, even calling Martin Luther King Jr.'s holiday the seventh circle of hell. That's not just bad judgment. To me, that's disqualifying to be able to lead people, right? The Office of Special Counsel is one of those agencies where, it's about fair and impartial viewing, judging, making decisions based on the merit of things. And anybody that could say any of the things that this guy was talking about, to me, I would not deem as fair. Okay. The story here isn't about just one person's text messages. And we've talked about on my live stream often that your text and what you say and what's on record has a long lasting impact. This is about how loyalty to a certain person politics and bad vetting really truly decides who gets power here in the US. Look, um, for what Paul did, this guy was none of what he was tapped to do. That was evident. He his experiences, he has an undergrad from a college. He has a JD and he just passed the bar. But he recently only just admitted to himself and everybody else that he's newly admitted to the bar. Okay, so technically qualified, but he's got zero experience managing investigations, and he has a public record of calling federal workers parasites. I would like to think that minus me having a law degree, that with my record for what I've done in public service, things that I've seen, stuff that I've had to make decisions on, I'm a lot more qualified than that motherfucker. Excuse my language. I'm a lot more qualified than he is to do what he was tapped to do. I'll say that publicly. Okay. Political appointments are just, they're interesting to me because it's not necessarily what you are. And all of this is supposed to be merit based, right? We're supposed to be having a federal workforce that is with people hired picked on merit. But the people that are saying that aren't making the same decisions or living by their own words. In Washington, down in DC, especially in modern politics, loyalty beats qualification. Period. It's still happening. If you're loyal to the party, if you talk their language and you echo their same grievances, then you could rise fast, even if you're not ready. Ingrassia wasn't nominated because of experience. He was nominated because of who he was loyal to. He played to Trump's base, period. Rallied against the so-called deep state, and that made him politically valuable until those text messages came out. I'm wondering if those text messages weren't public and he was up there getting grilled in front of the Senate, if the Senate would have still affirmed him or not. Because what we've learned is that stuff can still get leaked later on and you can still be president. You can say things like you could go out and grab women by their peace leave and a lot of other vile things and still become president. Think about that. It's baffling to me. It's 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 baffling to me. There was some impact from Paul's text messages that got released. And basically, the way that I look at it, once those text messages came out, he did become a big liability, which it's funny what can be deemed this is a liability, but that isn't. And if they would have allowed this dude to be affirmed in that position to lead the office of special counsel, to me, it would be an open signal to tolerate racism and extremism. And that's a bad look when we're coming up on midterms. And I don't believe that that a certain party had wanted to do that. So Paul withdrew his nomination. And he said because the votes weren't there. They shouldn't have been there in the first place. He shouldn't have been appointed in the first place. And while he withdrew because he said that the votes weren't there, to me, that's code for even our side couldn't justify this. So I'm gonna showcase on the screen where he said it himself. I'm gonna bring this up here. On X, Paul said the following: I will be withdrawing myself from Thursday's hearing to lead the Office of Special Counsel because unfortunately, I do not have enough Republican votes at this time. I appreciate the overwhelming support that I have received throughout the process and will continue to serve President Trump and this administration to make America great again. That's the line that you want to say, Paul? Now, the part that cracked me up was I scrolled down here and I thought that somebody posted something that was genius. This White House reporter wrote, the greatest fighters of all time get knocked down to get back up again stronger. And God wins in the end. So, Paul, you will get your chance. Just keep fighting the good fight. The redemptive arc is real, just as POTUS, President Trump. That's what I'm talking about. Right there. It's hard to fight it. And this is a White House press reporter. Some people have Teflon. They call him Teflon Don for a reason. Paul's Paul's Teflon didn't necessarily last. There was a comment here that cracked me up. Oh, Nick right here said that this is a wise decision. And to be honest, I did not see this coming. I thought that was hilarious. That one right there was hilarious. There are some comedy writers out here on Twitter. In general, like, okay, so what Dinah said right here is to me the perfect summary of why you shouldn't have somebody loyal to a particular person or a party lead the office of special counsel. You can't have an OSC that is loyal to the president. That literally defeats the entire purpose of the role. If Trump does something illegal, you want to make sure that he is held accountable. Would you do that? You're a weak, corrupt little anti-American POS. Worst nomination ever. That's how I see this. There's a term where that's popular in America where people will say these people are literally playing in your face, and that's what's happening right now. That's exactly what's happening right now. Some people see it. Some people see it. Some people see it. Some people are willing to point it out, which is great. They are willing to point it out, and that's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. My goal when I talk about things like this is to get people just to try to see the bigger picture. One of the best things that people can do is when they get their ballots, use them. Get out and vote. Use your voice. Find out about the people that you're voting for, right? Attend things that they're doing. If people from their staff are going by canvassing your neighborhood, take the time to listen to what they have to say. If you don't have the time when they come by, make time sometime later on. There was a city councilman that came by the house the other day. I didn't necessarily have time to listen to what this lady had to say in the moment, but I did go back and Google her, right? The fact that they were out on the street talking to people in their homes about what they're trying to do in the city speaks volumes to me right there. The representatives are supposed to represent you. So what are we doing or what are we saying when we don't necessarily see some of these people, out in the streets? I've got a lot of respect for those reps that do, reps that you could actually uh reach out and have a conversation with. That when something's, going wrong, yes, they represent a lot of people. So they can't necessarily attend and see every single person that comes to their office, but those that actually care because they understand that you elected them to work and serve you, I can have respect for that. But what we're seeing out there at a national level, it's just it's interesting to me. I saw something about the Project 2025 that I'm probably going to talk about on Friday, and I thought it was a great breakdown. And if you don't know what Project 2025 is, I'll say Google it. Google it yourself. We are going to talk about it on my live stream this upcoming Friday, though. It is one of the things that when you, again, zoom out and you see the bigger picture, it makes you wonder how we got this far and how things are going to look over the next couple of years. I think that there's a shock factor that's going to ignite some change. If you look at how things are now, people aren't happy, especially if you're a government worker. I've got a decision that I have to make over the next couple of days because of how long this shutdown is going. I'm about to get real personal here for a second. Supposed to be moving or attempting to try to move here here in the next 2 months, and I'm moving right down the road. Right now, I'm working without seeing income coming in. There's a 99% guarantee that once the shutdown ends, I'm gonna get back pay for all of the work that I've done, but I've learned not to trust this administration. So, if this shutdown continues, like, I was supposed to get paid today, this week, actually. It's technically on a Friday, but because the bank that I bank with gets paid a couple of days earlier, but this week would have been a pay week for me. I'm not getting any income. Now, since I've learned from the past government shutdown to have some savings in place, um, I can pay all my bills. But when I'm talking about moving in 2 months, where you gotta have a security deposit, first month's rent. I'm starting from scratch too, because where I live now is furnished. I moved into a furnished spot to where I've gotta have my own washer you don't I don't have to have my own washer and dryer. That's more of a convenience. So let's stop there. But washer, dryer, bedroom set, living room set at a minimum. Kitchen stuff. All of that thing costs Skrilla, money, dough. And if I have to have a deposit and all of that stuff down, I'm pulling out of my own funds, crossing my fingers that the shutdown is gonna end sometime soon to where I could get my back pay put back into my account. And I was trying to move during winter where the winter break, can allow things to it'll be just easier to take some of the time off and move and it be, a minimum disruption, but that might not happen. That might not happen. Might have to wait until some of this stuff gets shaken out and we can see what our government does for its people. It is what it is. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me check to see if I have any comments before I log off here. I do not. I got to get ready for work. Let's see how long our nation keeps playing in our face. I'm the actual King Smith. Y'all have a great day, and I'm out. Peace.
Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Trumpets blare the golden call. A throne awaits, I rise so tall. Drums like thunder, shake the hall. Royal robe, I wear the weight. Diamonds cut the night, no debate. Heavy is the head, but I'm feeling great. Crown me king,